Throughout the past 12 years of my life, I've been slowly upgrading my gaming setup into what it is today. The first time I played video games, I didn't know that it would actually change my life forever. This is my setup progression journey. It was around the year 2013 and I was probably 5 years old. My parents decided to buy my brother and I a Wii. This was our very first console that we could play video games on. Lots of you guys watching might have also grown up with one. After school, my brother and I would always play the Wii. Our favorite games to play on it were Mario Kart Wii, New Super Mario Bros, and Wii Sports. We played the Wii for many years after that. In the summer of 2018, I decided to download Fortnite on my iPad mini after I saw my cousin playing it on his Xbox during the Rocket Launch live event. It looked like a lot of fun, so that's why I wanted to give it a try for myself. I actually enjoyed playing it even though it was laggy and I was horrible at the game. I still continued to play Fortnite mobile besides the fact that the iPad didn't have good specs. During Christmas 2018, my parents surprised my brother and I with a new console. It was the Xbox One S. Obviously, this was a huge upgrade coming from my extremely laggy iPad mini. I couldn't even wait to set the console up because I was so excited. As you might have guessed, the first game I played on it was of course Fortnite. It was my very first time playing on a controller and I was super bad. Surprisingly, I actually liked playing Fortnite on my iPad instead of my Xbox because I was definitely a little better, plus I already had half of a year of experience on it. I still sometimes played on the Xbox because I did like the fact that it wasn't laggy and the quality was way better. The next Christmas, which was 2019, my parents got me a basic Dell Chromebook, but obviously it didn't have good specs for gaming. I was excited because I thought I was going to be able to finally use keyboard and mouse for Fortnite. But you couldn't just download it on your Chromebook because it was like Chrome OS, so I actually had to find a different way. After researching on YouTube for more than an hour, I finally found a YouTuber named Erwin Tech that showed me. He said that you needed to use a website called GeForce Now. When I found out that it actually worked, I was super excited. Obviously on the Chromebook, it wasn't the best, but I still enjoyed playing, mainly because I got to play with keyboard and mouse. 3 downsides to playing Fortnite on GeForce Now was that there was a ton of lag, I had to wait to load in, and I could only play it at 1 hour at a time. In the year 2020, the pandemic started and I was in grade 5. We had to obviously switch to having school online since we actually couldn't go in person. One of the reasons I liked having virtual school was that I could play more video games in my free time. At the end of that school year, I had my 5th grade graduation, so my parents gave me a pink iPod Touch as a gift. For some odd reason, I decided to download the Fortnite app on it. I have no idea how it managed to run better on my iPod than my iPad. From that point on, I continued to play Fortnite just on my iPod. I didn't really play on the Chromebook or Xbox anymore. Since I wasn't like switching around which platform I was playing on Fortnite every day, I actually started to get better and improve at the game. Eventually in August 2020, Fortnite Mobile got banned. At this time, I was still playing Fortnite on my iPod, so I either had to switch to the Xbox or Chromebook. I actually chose to switch to the Chromebook just because I enjoyed playing on the keyboard and mouse. After a while, I learned I could connect a keyboard and mouse to the Xbox as well. The only keyboard and mouse I could use were my parents' very old ones, which were not good for gaming at all. The Xbox was connected to the TV in the basement since my brother and I both played it. I had to set up a children's wooden table in front of the TV and sit on the floor. I also didn't have that much mouse room since the table was extremely small and the keyboard was full-sized. On Christmas of 2020, my parents gifted my brother and I a Nintendo Switch. The first game we downloaded on it was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. After that, I downloaded Fortnite, of course. When I played Fortnite on it for the first time, I surprisingly really liked it. About 2 months later, I created my YouTube channel on February 2nd, 2021. The first videos I made are actually deleted, but they consisted of me filming the small Nintendo Switch screen while I completed challenges in Fortnite. Some of the challenges I did were the one chest challenge and the random skin challenge. I wish I didn't delete my first and early videos so you guys could watch them today. Obviously, the videos I posted only got around 10 to 30 views each. Soon after that, my parents thought it would be a good time to buy my brother and I a desk. The main reason was for homework or for Google Meets if we went back to virtual school again. We searched and found a desk on Amazon with a light wood top and black desk legs. It was actually pretty sturdy for the price. We obviously needed to buy a chair for the desk too, so we drove to Staples and got one. We sat in a few to test them out, and we eventually found one that was really comfortable. So the new setup I had included a desk, chair, Chromebook, keyboard, mouse, and some decor. I even got a new mouse and keyboard. The keyboard was $15 and was a cheap membrane one. The mouse was also $15 and had side buttons, unlike my old one. For the low price, they were actually decent. As for the decorations, there was 2 Fortnite chests on the side and a fake red rose. The annoying thing was that I still had to wait for GeForce Now to load in. I tried looking for other ways I could play Fortnite on my Chromebook without using GeForce Now, but I couldn't find any other options. The very first video I uploaded to my channel is on November 2021. It's a Fortnite montage that has reached 18,000 views. Following that, I posted more montages, gameplay, and clips for Fortnite videos. For Christmas in 2021, my parents gifted me a 75Hz Dell monitor, and I was really excited to connect it to my Chromebook for a bigger display for gaming. Unfortunately, it turned out to be even laggier when I used the monitor. After the Christmas break, we returned to virtual school in January 2022. This time it was so much better for me because I actually had a monitor, desk, and a comfy chair. I also received a new mouse and mousepad, which were the Logitech G402 in the SteelSeries QCK. Both of these things significantly upgraded my setup. I had a black and purple headset that wasn't from a well-known brand. I believe it cost around $15 to $20 on Amazon. To keep everything neat, I got a headset stand, which was a huge improvement compared to my old one made out of Legos. I placed my Chromebook on the left side of my desk because I thought it would be more convenient for me to work. This way I could keep the right side clear for my mouse pad. I was still using the same keyboard, which I knew I needed to upgrade soon. Beneath the right monitor, I kept my wireless earbuds and my Nintendo Switch controller. Also, I had a desk lamp to make sure I could see my homework clearly, especially when it was dark outside. My setup was located in the room next to the kitchen with no door separating the two areas. My brother also had his desk in the same room as well. In April 2022, I made the decision to take the Chromebook out of my gaming setup. I shared an Xbox One S with my brother and I would move it upstairs to connect it to my monitor. This setup worked really well at the time because I actually had a good console and could use my keyboard and mouse on a proper desk. I kept the same peripherals from my earlier setup. Since my brother was busy with a lot of schoolwork, he hardly ever played during the school year, which allowed me to keep the Xbox on my desk most of the time. However, on the weekends when he wanted to play, I had to take it back downstairs and reconnect it to the TV whenever he wanted to play. This setup is from May 2022. While there weren't many big changes, I did rearrange a few things. About a month after the first picture, I decided to move my Xbox One S to the top shelf next to my desk. It was a much better spot because now I didn't have to bend down to turn it on or off. Also, I do have a lamp shining behind my monitor. I guess at the time I thought it looked good for some reason. I was trying my best to save money for my own Xbox Series S so I wouldn't have to share with my brother anymore. At that point, I had been saving for around 5 to 6 months. The Xbox Series S has improved specs compared to the Xbox One S, and I was really looking forward to upgrading. Getting my gaming setup in my room was a major goal for me. It would provide me with my own space, make it easier to create YouTube videos, and help me focus on my homework without distractions. I was really working to persuade my parents to let me set up my setup in my room. In August 2022, my setup looked really different. The first big change was convincing my parents to move my desk into my room, which made a huge difference. Then I finally got my Xbox Series S, something I had been wanting for a long time. I was really excited about how everything came together in my new setup. I also picked up a new keyboard, the RK61, which is a 60% keyboard in white with red switches. Google recommended me red switches as the best option for gaming, so I just decided to go with those. To make my setup more aesthetic, I found an LED digital clock on Amazon and placed it to the left of my monitor. I also kept my old lamp but decided to upgrade it to a colorful LED light for a better look. I have a webcam mounted on the top of my monitor that a friend gave me. I also wanted to get a Gutsiated mousepad because I saw it with other content creators and I thought it would improve my setup. Unfortunately, my monitor was only 75 Hz, so I couldn't take full advantage of the smooth 120 FPS available on the Xbox Series S. My content quality really improved with the Xbox Series S, which not only improved my gaming experience, but also the quality of my videos. At that time, my YouTube channel was mainly focused on Fortnite, and these upgrades made a huge significant difference. This photo was taken in January 2023, right after Christmas, when I received a lot of gifts to upgrade my setup. One of the first things you'll notice is my new Gutsiated mousepad. The style I ended up going with was the Vermax Swirl since he is my favorite YouTuber. Gutsiated no longer sells that mousepad though. In the photo, you might notice a new headset on the left, although it's a bit hard to see. I got the Razer Barracuda X because I like their sleek appearance and wireless connectivity. As for my keyboard and mouse, they're the same ones I had in my previous setup. You can't see it from this angle, but I also got a new blue cloud neon sign from Amazon. I might have another picture that shows my entire setup, and you'll see the sign hanging in the top right corner of my gaming setup. I'm also thinking about adding an LED strip to the back of my desk for more RGB lighting, plus a few more decorations to make the space even more aesthetic. In May 2023, I knew it was time to upgrade my gaming setup. I started with LED light strips from Govee. I wrapped these strips around my ceiling and they gave my room a nice glow that improves the vibe. To make my setup better, I also added some new decorations like fake plants, a Himalayan salt lamp, and a ring light for better video quality. The biggest change was getting the Razer Viper Ultimate gaming mouse, which is popular for its great performance. I bought it at an awesome price, which made the purchase even better. I replaced my old G402 mouse because the bottom glide was coming off and getting caught on my mouse pad while gaming. After an incident where my headset cable got caught and caused my controller to fall, I needed to get a new one. I ended up purchasing a $60 new controller and a replacement headset cable because of it. I partnered with Toner around the time and they sent me a boom arm and microphone, which was a big deal because they were the first brand to reach out for a collaboration. You might also spot the neon sign in the background of my setup. In January 2024, I made some significant upgrades to my setup, which really showed a big change since my last update. One of the key changes was bringing back my Chromebook even though it tends to lag, and I placed it on a normal laptop stand. A main upgrade was the Techwear Phantom Plus Elite keyboard. The sound it makes when I type is better than any of my previous keyboards, making it a great addition to the setup. I also switched to a standing desk at the time. I upgraded to an Andaseat Caser 3 chair, which you can't see in the setup picture. This chair had way more features and was so much better than my old one. Plus, Toner sent me out a new boom arm and microphone. In April of 2024, I made some improvements to my gaming setup. I upgraded to a Titan Army monitor, which had an 180Hz refresh rate, which made my gaming experience much more enjoyable. For the first time, I hit 120 FPS in Fortnite. I also included the Techwear Phantom keyboard, which is $45. Besides these changes, everything else stayed the same. In August 2024, I finally upgraded to a gaming PC. I found a CyberPower PC at Best Buy for $1,000 and it had some awesome specs. A 4060 Ti graphics card, a Ryzen 7 5700X processor, 16GB of RAM, and a huge 2TB of storage. To go along with it, I set up dual monitors that mounted on my new desk, which was the FlexiSpot E5. The new desk was way sturdier than my old one. I decided to pass down my old standing desk to my brother and I took this desk for myself, so now I've got two desks in my room. The standing desk has my actual setup on it and I use the other desk to film my YouTube videos. Another exciting part of my new setup is my custom mousepad. I actually designed it with another content creator named FluxFee, and you can find a link in the description if you want to check it out. I also got a new keyboard, the LeeMonkey P1 Pro, which cost about $130. Honestly, I've had basically the same setup for a long time, and I'm not really sure what else to upgrade. It's pretty safe to say that this is my dream gaming setup though. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like and subscribe down below with notifications. Also, make sure you comment ticket so I know you watched all the way until the end of this video. Anyway, that's about it. Peace.